What up guys, welcome back. Today we have another review and we're going to continue down like the new line of pomades by Nostalgic Handmade. And so last week we looked at the water base. It was absolutely amazing. And so today we're going to move down to their oil base and look at their firm pomade. This is more technically like a wax based product, but primarily you see like a beeswax as a primary ingredient and kind of unique from other oil-based pomades that we've looked at. This one has mango butter, and mango butter is also a unique thing with the medium, and we'll discuss more about that in that review. But today, let's go ahead, look at this one, and we'll start off by looking at a detailed look. This is it right here. This is Nostalgic Handmade Firm Ramp Up the Hold. Once again, absolutely amazing design work. Very nostalgic. I don't freaking remember the name of this game, but I do remember playing it back in the day and being extremely bad at it. On this side you see like the hold and shine rating, so we see like a kind of barely above neutral shine rating with a good hold above like kind of 3/4 of the way, and we'll kind of see that really kind of kept true to. The scent is Cocoa Pomps, kind of like Cocoa Puffs. We'll talk more about that. It's pretty damn accurate. Ingredients on the other side, still 4-ounce purple jar. Opening it up, you have the product inside, which looks kind of similar to the water base. It always has this nice like natural like opaque off-white type of color, but we do see a little more like shine to it around the reflection because it's an oil based or wax based product. And I start using it. Of course, like when I smelled the water base, I was blown away by the whole Fruit Loops thing, but in truth, the cereal I ate the most as a kid was either Cinnamon Toast or like Cocoa Puffs. And so this one is like exactly the smell. It's like, I mean, there's like the smell of like chocolate, true chocolate. And then there's the smell of like Cocoa Pebbles and like Cocoa Puffs. And it has that like that powderiness, that kind of like that Hershey's like milk chocolate when you still used to like put like that powder in your milk to make it like milk chocolate. And it has that smell, the smell of like a fake chocolate, and it's just like, damn, very cool. So scooping it out, I've been using it this week. I've been very happy with the performance. Scooping it out though is actually pretty difficult. Like it is a very like hard product to scoop out. For experienced users, we've already seen this before in some other products, and so this is something that's inconvenient, but more than manageable. But for people who are new to pomades, this is actually going to probably be difficult. No, you don't need like a blow dryer to melt it or anything like that. That just doesn't, no, just don't do that. But I do want to at least tell you guys that it is difficult to scoop out the jar, but very easy to break down in your hands. You kind of just see like the wax giving way thanks to all the other oils and specifically the mango butter in the product. And you'll notice once you start styling, the wax kind of settles in again, giving you that hold once again. Because I mean, this is a firm hold product. I mean, there's a reason why it's difficult to get out of the jar. And it's something that we are, I don't want to say expecting, but something that we are aware of whenever we look at a heavy or firm hold product. And so I'm probably going to go over like 3 small scoops today. It should be more than enough. Plus with the haircut, Jordan over at Paradox really helped me out by thinning out like the top back portion of my hair, which allows me to save a little bit of product and also get like much more volume. Because typically that area, when it gets too long, it gets too weighted, it really just brings down the rest, or at least makes everything like a lot more fragile. Because then like I can't really like push my head back into like my car seat or anything, because any sort of like movement back there that kind of ripples up towards the front and breaks that pump. But now with the back kind of like cut up and thinned out, I can actually rest my head, which I haven't been able to since like, I don't know, for like years now, which is crazy to think about actually. Just the life with a pompadour, you know? You guys understand it. You got that kind of stuff, you got the greasy pillows, the greasy collars, but having short sides really solves a lot of that, and having things thinned out really helps. Alright, anyway, so we're done with our last scoop. Gonna apply it. As I mentioned before, really easy to break down, even easier to like apply to the hair. Now that is uncommon amongst other like firm holds, because usually with firm holds comes a lot of waxiness, which makes things very difficult to apply. It makes it really grippy. But this one, thanks to the mango butter and the other oils in this product, it kind of breaks down the product, or breaks down the wax rather, and allows you to apply it, and then it gets absorbed, allowing the wax to come back and present itself and offer you the hold and like styling you need. Alright, so with that done, go ahead and comb everything back. You can see everything's very easy to comb back, very easy to work the comb through. Alright, so go ahead and start styling now. Alright, we'll go ahead and call this one done here. And in all truth, my hair does not want to be styled right now. Like, I think I gave it too much time between like my shower and making this video, and so it kind of settled in another position. Because once my hair is wet, it kind of resets, but once it dries, it really gets like fixated in that shape, whatever shape it takes. So this is actually pretty difficult. And it's interesting because I mean, like, the other times I've used this product this week, it was actually phenomenal. I got like ridiculous like volume, like so much volume that I actually had to push it down because it was just too much. Like, I don't walk around, I don't go on the everyday with like lots of volume in my hair. I don't like that. And so this is actually pretty surprising. And so instead, I just went ahead and kind of prioritized shape with this one. And of course, we get like a very clean shape, very solid build here. We have a nice like above average shine, a slick product that is actually like slick but doesn't look slick, which is nice and stuff. You want to go for a more like neutral type of look, which is what I've been doing for the most part. The strength is definitely, I would say, slightly above a medium. It's not really like super strong. I mean, even that bar on like a little like green and red bar on the side of the jar that kind of gives you that rating only gave it like 3/4 of the way, and I think that's actually pretty accurate. I mean, it's not a strong hold product, it's a firm hold, so what we get is like a kind of like a stiffer kind of product, which is good. But primarily good control. But I mean, I guess you guys are gonna have to take my word on this, because I'm telling you, like, during the week when I used this product, got ridiculous amounts of volume, and today I think I actually just waited too long. Should just skip breakfast, did the video, and then ate breakfast. But anyways, go throughout the whole day now, and we'll talk then about how well this product survived like during the day, its resilience, and also kind of washing it out and stuff. So see you guys in a few hours. Alright, what up guys? So I'm back now. It ended up being a kind of a rainy day, primarily down here in San Jose, but not pouring too hard. So also playing with Luna a little bit outside really put this pomade like do the test. So this is it after a pretty aggressive beating relative to like other kind of days that I have. But this is what we have now. So like I mentioned before, like during the week when I tried out this pomade, I had crazy volume, got a huge pompadour. But this time around, I honestly don't think it's really because of the pomade, but rather the way that I let my hair kind of dry up in the morning, and so coming into styling it already kind of took on a low type of shape, and that's really prevented me. And it's really characteristic. I can really tell when that happens, when I really see these waves, because these waves are never present in my hair unless I let my hair fully dry and settle into a position prior to styling. And so that's what really gives it away. But I mean, this is a review. I can tell you guys almost anything that like about the pomade, but this is what you see now. This is what I have to work with. This is how I have to explain it to you. So we'll basically work with what we have. The endurance, this is a firm pomade. It's firm in the texture, it's firm in the consistency, it's firm in the styling, but not firm in the endurance or like the resilience. So it's an oil base, never dries obviously, so you will have to restyle it throughout the whole day. Nice part is with this oil base, unlike many others, it's kind of like the Music or Misery, where it is firm, not super greasy, clean, has just enough, just a little bit of shine. It allows you to really still do like some good handwork throughout the day, which is uncommon amongst oil-based pomades. It's really a matter of limiting that slickness, giving you just enough, while really just pushing that control that allows you to do that other handiwork later on. Washing it out, for me, this pomade actually washed out in one go. It'll probably take you like 1 to 2 showers. I didn't do anything special, but it'll probably take 1 or 2 showers. That's my best guess. It was unexpected. I was planning to go in with like a build-up for the review, but first time I used it this week, it washed out, and I was just like, oh, I guess I won't. Which is, for me at least, considered a huge advantage. I mean, I can keep my hair clean, reset, and not really deal with a build-up. I consider like working with a build-up as more of like a silver lining of the cloud. I mean, it's inconvenient, but you kind of just find that you do the best with it. You're like, oh, it actually provides a little extra hold. It's super inconvenient, but it provides extra hold, so something to work with. So I prefer that. But yeah, so kind of overall, like this pomade has like, it's really like tough to get out of the jar, but once it breaks down, it's really easy to apply. Completely like different from one another, night and day difference. Slickness just enough to keep everything nice and tidy, and shine is just above neutral. There's just enough shine to show that you have product in your hair, but nothing really more than that. But big thing is that it stays consistent throughout the whole day. Not common even with oil bases. What else? Strength. I would definitely consider this more of like a medium, barely above medium. Definitely wouldn't push towards like a heavy or a strong for me at all. So there's no way you can really style a head wedge out of this. You will have to use some crafty handwork. What else? Control is good, solid, predictable. I know today isn't like a perfect example for this, but you'll have to take my word for it. It actually can provide extremely good control and a lot of volume with very lightweight. I think that's a big thing with this oil base, is that it's actually pretty lightweight, and that's not true with most oil-based pomades, which are definitely very heavy. The slicker you get, the more heavy the product is. Not heavy hold, but just heavy in weight. And we just talked about the endurance. So overall, this is a good oil-based pomade. I would put it up there with like Music or Misery and Goon Grease, kind of like a halfway between the two, but with the cleansiness of like a Sheer Revival product. Just has that like extra slickness, kind of bordering between the two types of hold, and also bordering between the two types of consistency. Nice thing about the mango butter, it really provides that slickness without that really oiliness. So if you're looking at oil-based pomades, I would consider it as an interesting one to try. Depending on what your hair type is, it might work for you, it might not. That's going to be the big thing with this entire Nostalgic Handmade. Like, it works extremely well for my hair type and also the way I work with my hair. But for some people with more like unruly hair, it may be a little more different from what you're used to, or different from what you prefer. But either way, tomorrow we'll be looking at the medium hold Nostalgic Handmade. And today we've been looking at the firm hold. If you're interested, we do of course have a promo code for you, the Pomp all caps, as always. With the best home brewers, we always offer that promo code for you, and use it as long as you're buying direct, and you will be able to save a little bit of money and also support a small business in the most effective way. But yeah, so see you guys tomorrow, and peace out.